Welcome back to the Matrix. And into the Matrix you are. The Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today we got ourselves a banger. Daily market news analysis. What is up? What is up? How's everyone feeling out of 10? Make sure you guys are spamming that like button. Hitting that share so other people can spam that like button. As of the time of recording, it is July 28, 2025. Bitcoin is sitting at $118,116. And we're still just chopping for Bitcoin. Bitcoin Dominance had sort of a dead cat bounce and flirting with making a new low. Very much a lot more room to go this time, so we'll see if it can put in another low and continue to roll over. But basically what I anticipate for Bitcoin is not too much left, maybe 15 to 70% move left for Bitcoin, and that's 138,000 to 207,000. But that last 15 to 70% move, that's when all the craziness happens. And we talked about this yesterday in the live stream yesterday, but basically this is where I think that we're at, where, you know, it's a lot of the same rhetoric being perpetuated, where from the C19 crash to this point right here, this is basically the point where I think that we're at. And what is this point? This is the point where Bitcoin, here's the all-time high, rejection off all-time high, breaks higher into price discovery. So Bitcoin has done this. We flirted with getting to an all-time high, rejection, move higher, rejection, back test the all-time high, and then breaking into true and proper price discovery. So that is basically, this moment right here is where I think that we're at. And what we've been talking about is the feelings, the narrative from this moment to here. In reality, what happened was, this is all about Bitcoin. 10x in 290 days, okay? And when we show Ethereum, when we show XRP, when we show the total 3, when we show literally any chart, what you'll see is during the same moment, right in here, we already have it circled. I'm going to line it up for you. During the same moment, okay? Same moment, right here, same date. As we can see, scrolling together, they are at their bear market lows. This is Ethereum, bear market lows. Bear market lows during the same moment. And Ethereum would go on to do a 5.5x from here. Okay? 5.6x from there. But at Ski, it's different time. This time, Ski alt season's canceled. Skeeter bug, Ski. But Ski, it's different. This time it's all about Bitcoin. But Ski, retail is broke. But Ski, what about the rate? But Ski, it's different. Okay? We did this all day yesterday. Showing. We could show XRP. I actually haven't even looked at XRP. But I'm pretty sure, same thing. It is, in fact, the same thing. So let's line it up. Here's the same date. Boom. XRP was at 32 cents. XRP didn't even go into an all-time high this cycle in 2021, but did a 5.6x. But Ski, it's different. XRP's at its bear market lows. But Ski, and of course I'm showing the 2021 bear market, or excuse me, the 2021 bull market. Same thing for Link. Link did a 6x from this moment. I already have it circled. You can see. This is bear market lows, bear market lows, bear market lows, ladies and gentlemen. But Ski, it's different. Ski, I promise. Ski, my wife's boyfriend said alt season's canceled. What should I do? Look at XDC, bear market lows. I'm going to circle the exact date so we can see it. Right here. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in so we can see. I need you to know, this is bear market lows. But Ski, Bitcoin already did a 10x. XDC hasn't done anything. But Ski, we could do this all day. This is essentially where I think that the altcoins are at. By the way, XDC went on to do a 37x. No big deal. Just 17 lifetimes of stock market gains in a matter of a year. Polygon. Like, I can do this all day. XYO. I can do this all day. Here we go. Bear market lows. Here's the same date. Let's circle it. Boom. I did it way too big, but that's okay. You get the idea. Same date. Right here. Here's the exact date. But Ski, what do you mean XYO? It's at its bear market lows in 2021. It's already February of 2021. It's at its bear market lows. When is it going to wake up? All seasons canceled. Retail's broke. But Ski, there was a pandemic. Ski, how can we have an alt season? There was a pandemic. We're at our bear market lows. Ski, Skeeter bug. Retail's broke. It's all about institutions. It's all about Bitcoin. Alt season's canceled. XYO went on to do a 33x. No big deal. No big deal. No big deal. I can do this all day. Because guess what? I have yet to find an altcoin that did not do a significant jump after, did not outperform Bitcoin after Bitcoin got into price discovery. Guess what? Bitcoin only did another 50% from here. This is what I think that Bitcoin's at. 60, excuse me. Let me tell you exactly what it did. 52%. I'm predicting Bitcoin does somewhere between 15% and 65%. My two targets, I already hit one, was 118, 138, 207. Those are my targets. That's it for Bitcoin. That's all I think it's going to do. Bitcoin's already in price discovery. And you are being lied to. All right? You're being lied to. You were told all seasons canceled. You were told it's different this time. Where? Where is it different? How? How is it different? Why is it different? Where? Where? As if the last time Bitcoin was not the showstopper. You know what they're saying this time? It's a Bitcoin only run. As if that's not how it's happened every single time. As if Bitcoin did not do a 10x, and even Ethereum, even XRP was at their bear market lows after Bitcoin did a 10x, and it was only after that point when Bitcoin goes on to do another 50% run that Ethereum does a 5x, XRP does a 5x, Link does a 6x, Total 3 does a 6x, others does a 7x, HBAR does a 37x. It wasn't before then. So there you go. That's where I think that we're at. As far as month by month, I've been talking about it a little bit. I have kind of, so here's the seasonality monthly chart. I could see August being, this is specifically for Bitcoin, so this is 15 years of data. This is our average return for Bitcoin specifically. Now, I could see August being flat for Bitcoin. Because again, I only think 15% left. But I do think the euphoria really starts to kick in August. And I think that we're going to start to see a lot of these crazy movements from a lot of the altcoins that, guess what, are at their bear market lows. But Ski, they were never at their bear market lows, except every single one of them in 2021. Not in 2020, do you understand? In 2021, I have yet to find a coin that was not at its bear market lows until after Bitcoin did a 10x. But Ski, it's different. It's all about it was all about Bitcoin. Retail's broke. All seasons canceled. That's all I'm hearing. All of them. Do you understand? So let me go back to this. I do think Bitcoin will be flat in August, and I've been kind of on the fence. Do I think August is going to be bullish? Do I think August is going to be bearish? I am cautiously optimistic about August, especially for the altcoins. I'm a little bit more optimistic. I'm not seeing the euphoria. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the crazy trades. I'm not seeing right now Coinbase is it's not even in the top 200 apps. Okay, so we don't have the signs of retail entering in this market at a big number. So that's a good thing. So I am cautiously optimistic for August. However, September. So the Fed meeting is tomorrow. Tomorrow. And 98% chance that no cuts happen, but it depends on like what is going to happen. What is he going to say? Is the market going to front run what's most likely going to be a September cut? I would argue yes. And I would argue that September, most likely, we're going to have a decent correction. Because people think that cutting rates is a good thing. The history shows us that it's never a good thing. So I think that the market in all likelihood is going to front run that. We're going to ramp all the way up into the Fed cuts. We'll have our Fed cuts. We'll have a little bit of a correction, reconsolidation before perhaps making one push higher. So that's my thoughts on the market. That's my thoughts on the altcoins. I do not think that Bitcoin is the play. I do not think Ethereum is the play. I do not think XRP is the play. I think most everything else is the play right now. So with that, no, John, 65% to 207. 138 is my second target, and that is a 15% move. Let's get into your guys' questions, comments, concerns. So let me show you. So I said 15 to 65% range. So to 138 is from today. We had a little bit of a pullback. Is actually 16.37%. 138 is my second target. That's what I'm saying, 15% for Bitcoin. And then 207 is 74.9% from today. So that's what I think is left for Bitcoin, which, you know, looking back in 2021, that's all that this was, right? But from here to here, that's when alt season happened. It was not any of this. Like I've been looking high, low, and wide. I have yet to find a coin that went crazy before this happened. All of them. Ethereum, XRP, the total 3, the total 2, Link, AVAX. I have yet to find a coin that was not at its bear market lows in 2021 before Bitcoin already did a 10x. It was only after that we had our real deal alt season. And that's what I think we are gearing up for. With that, let's get into your guys' questions, comments, concerns. What is up? How's everyone feeling? All I see is bearish posts now. Someone said ETH going back to 3K. Yeah, listen, I am not bearish. What's cracking, ya savage? What up, Ski? Can you do Sui? Bitcoin developing another bull flag on the daily? Perhaps, yes. Although I don't think too much for Bitcoin. Dynex finally woke up. I need an exit strategy, Chris says. Hit me in the DMs, Chris. I do offer portfolio reviews, personalized exit strategies. So hit me in the DMs and we'll set that up. ICP, I like ICP. Bear market lows, just like everything. Weren't you saying it was different this earlier this year? Sarcastically. No, I have not. You were confusing me, sir. What does Bitcoin run to when U.S. government buys some? 138 to 207. Some people say August will crash. Does August be bearish or bullish? I think it'll be flat for Bitcoin, and I think it'll be bullish for the altcoins. Is ICP going over 100? Possibly. I think likely is somewhere between $20 and $60 is the highest probability. Where can I purchase Solnic? I'm only familiar with Coinbase. If you have Coinbase wallet, just buy Solana, send it to the wallet, and swap it directly there. 5812 for XRP. Is Solana bullish, brother? I think so. 420, 510, 600. VeChain 20 cents, 40 cents, 60 cents. Do you think yes, I think Cardano. No, I do not think it retests 51 cents. No. I think Cardano is more likely to make an all-time high before touching 51 cents. Do you think VeChain will give us better returns than Uniswap? Pretty close. Hey, Ski. What up, Ski? Is everyone freaking out or something? Right? What's up, fam? The only difference I saw, ETH before the halving would make 4-year cycle different. Whiff. Hee. I'm a big fan of hee. 5 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents. Low, medium, high. Hey, Ski. Dynex did a 2x. Took profits. My next macro is 15 cents. Yes, that is correct for me too. That would be the sign of strength for Dynex. Why VeChain lagging behind Cardano? Because Cardano is a larger cap. Okay, it goes from large caps to medium caps to small caps. That is the formula. Okay, so VeChain is a medium cap. ADA is a top 10 coin. That's how it's going to go. It's going to go. ADA is going to be first. It's going to go. The large caps are going to go first, just like Bitcoin. Just like Bitcoin did a 10x and everything else was at its bear market lows. Until this point right in here. I'm so ready for face melting alt season. I cannot stand it anymore. Come on already. You guys are real savages in my book. A lot of you have been here since 2022. Some of you got here in 2024. Some of you were here in 2023. But if you've been patient through all of it, you are a savage in my book. And that is what it really takes, is being patient. Not FOMOing. There's so much noise in crypto. And that's what, that's what I pride myself on. I try to be the voice of reason. Does that mean that I get everything right? No, I don't. But I try to be the voice of reason. And I try to give the truth. Because there's so much noise about crypto, and 99% of it is complete nonsense. Complete, utter nonsense. Rose or LCX? I like them both, to be honest. Cardano 2468. Where will Bitcoin go in the short term? Sideways. Do you think Jerome Powell has talked, is priced in? Yeah, so the market pretty much has an understanding that there's not going to be any cuts tomorrow. But what I think is going to happen is he's going to talk kind of dovishly for September. Here's my prediction, right? And I am not a fundamental analyzer, but this is what I think is going to happen based on the charts. He's not going to cut tomorrow. It's priced in he's not going to cut tomorrow. But I think he's going to talk sort of dovishly about September. And the market is going to front run that all of August. And I think a lot of the altcoins are going to feel that all of August. And then they're going to cut in September and we're going to have a correction. That's what I think is going to happen. I'm cautiously optimistic for August. I am definitely pessimistic for September. I am not bullish for September. People are going to swear to you up and down and sideways that now it's just getting started because they just started money printing, the Jerome Powell memes, all that stuff's going to be happening. And guess what? History tells us when they start cutting, it's never a good thing. What does that mean? Which price can it touch? For what are you asking me? Ski always bringing great content. I appreciate you. Whoops. What do you think the total market cap of crypto will reach? My targets are 6 trillion is my medium case, and my bull case is 8.8 trillion. September always dumps. I agree. Which price will it touch? Bitcoin. My targets for Bitcoin are... It already hit my first target. 118 was my first target since 2022. When Bitcoin was at 15,500, my first target was 118,000. Check. We're here. We made it. My next target is 138 in the macro. That's about a 16% move from here. Nothing crazy. And then my final target is $207,000. That's been my target since 2022. Video evidence documented on my mama. XRP target 5,812. I thought we want rate cuts to move crypto up. That's the narrative, but again, like that's the main thing that I try to do on my channel is separate narratives and feelings versus charts and data. And like the charts and data say, it's only about 6 months after cuts where we start to actually feel that in, you know, crypto and stocks. But generally, we have a pretty decent correction when they actually cut. So what I think is going to happen is I think Jerome Powell is going to come out tomorrow. Nothing's going to happen. No cuts. But he's going to speak dovishly towards September. The markets are going to front run this. All of August is going to be bullish. Not really for Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's going to be kind of sideways. But the altcoins, rotation of capital is going to really start to happen in August. And I think alt season is really going to start. We're going to have a pretty nasty correction in September. And then we'll start to rebound in November, get into the blow off top. That's what I think. Buy the rumor in August. I agree. Do you think August bullish, September bearish? Generally, yes. Bitcoin, I think it's going to be sideways in August because I think it's really going to be about the altcoins. Because this is what I've been talking about. Like, Bitcoin right now is what I call price discovery. All right, this isn't a clean chart. But when you break that one leg higher. So 118 was my target since 2022. I promise you. Go back and look at your boy Ski. 118 was one of my macro targets since 2022 when Bitcoin was at $16,000. So I'm not going to pretend like that wasn't my target and now that we're here, well, it's different. No, I'm not doing that. Okay. 118, what I charted out way back then was price discovery. Okay. And that is when Bitcoin makes a new all-time high, but not slightly, like a full leg higher. That's what price discovery is. That's what 118 is. Okay. And what do we know happens right here? I have it circled. I need to delete all this so everything looks a little bit cleaner. Let me do that real quick. All that was is showing when I sold. I sold here, 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 here. All right, so I have this circled. You guys can see it to the left, right here. This is when Bitcoin gets into price discovery. So here's the all-time high, right? And we can see it slightly breaks above the all-time high for Bitcoin. So I'm specifically talking about Bitcoin. We're looking from 2017 through 2020, 2021, okay? What we can see is slight all-time high, rejection, struggling to get above all-time high. You see that? That's pretty common. Rarely do you just blast through the all-time high. That's pretty rare that happens, okay? So a few rejections, ABC correction, and then you get into price discovery, okay? This wasn't the top. Bitcoin went on to do another 60% from here. But this, from the C19 crash till this moment right here, was a 10x. This was all about Bitcoin. Like, I've been doing this for the last few days, but what I've been showing, Ethereum, XRP, the Total 3, Link, HBAR, Solana, it doesn't matter. Like, every single coin right here, when Bitcoin gets into price discovery, just like today, most of them were at their bear market lows. Okay? Bitcoin only does another 50%. Even if you want to count to here, to the tippity top. But this is the real buying climax, right? So Wyckoff distribution, which is a topping structure. The top, I'm going to show you this real quick. The top, the BC, the buying climax, okay? The climax of buying. What is that? That is the top, okay? I need you to see this. Let's zoom in a little bit if it'll allow us. Nope. All right, there we go. Buying climax is the climax of buying. That is the top. What do you notice? The UT goes higher. So we need to understand, and we have to have discretion and understanding structurally. Okay? BC is what? The buying climax. The UT goes higher than the buying climax, but that is the top. Okay? This is just liquidity. Okay? We can see this with Google Trends, right? So April was all-time high. November was just a retracement. November went higher. This was the real top. Okay? This is the structural top right here. November goes higher. This is the structural top. Okay? Does everyone understand? Okay. From here to the top was only 55% for Bitcoin. That's it. That's all it did. When Bitcoin went into price discovery, to the top was only 55%. Ethereum, during the same time, did a 5x. Okay, here is the same. We have, what is this chart? XYO. I'm going to show you a couple. We already did it earlier, but this is so important. Okay, I have it circled. Same date. And I want you to like zoom in on XYO and just like think about the rhetoric from right now. But it's at its bear market lows. Ski, it's dead. It's dead, it's dead, it's dead. Retail's broke. It's at its bear market lows. It's cooked. Okay? Sound familiar? This is the same date. Right here. This is the same date. It's lower than the bear market lows. Do you understand? People got this game confused. 42x, no big deal. 16 lifetimes of stock market gains. You would need to be 1,600 years of working in the workforce to get that in Apple or the S&P. Work for 1,600 years of your life. That's what it did in 284 days. You might be like, Ski, you're just cherry picking. Just cherry picking. How about Ethereum? How about Ethereum? I don't know if you guys see this. Bear market lows. Ski, it's different. Skibidi Bob, it's different. Bear market lows, all about Bitcoin. It's a Bitcoin run. It's not a crypto run. Same date. Ethereum does a 5.5x from here to here. Come on now. I could do this all day. How about Quant? I haven't even looked at Quant, but I know the answer. I know the answer. So Quant doesn't even have a chart back here, but that's fine. On that specific chart. All of them. We can do this all day. How about others? But Ski, it's different. Ski, I swear, I promise to you, I promise, it's different, and different. How about others? We need to find right here. Okay, so this dip right here. Boom. Try to line this up. Let me go on the daily. Others, if you don't know, is everything. Right here it is. Others, if you don't know, is everything that is not outside of the top 10. So here we go. Let's circle the same date. Right here, this peak was this low. Same date. You can see it. All right, I'm going to show you. January 6th, 2021. January 6th, 2021. Everyone tracking. This is the same date. But Ski, it's different. Others. Am I cherry picking with others? A 3x. Am I cherry picking? Let me know. Bitcoin only did a 50%. Dot. How about Dot? Am I cherry picking? That's not a good example on that chart. H&T. Also not a good. Let me find a good chart here. Why is it only showing? All right, I gotta have charts where it shows. I need to get off of that. Sorry. Dogecoin. Here we go. Here you go. Bear market lows. Bear market lows. Do you understand? And what I'm saying not a good example is because it wasn't here in 2021. Those charts that I just showed were not here in this time frame. That's the only thing that is not a good example. It's not a good example because I'm cherry picking. It's not a good example because it did not exist. 70,000, no big deal. 70,000%, 73,000% from the same time frame. No big deal. No big deal, guys. Did we show Polygon? I feel like we did. Polygon's not a good example. That's okay. Was Jasmine around? No. BCH. Not that chart. Anyways, you guys get the idea. You get the idea. Out of all the creator coins, your Sonic looks the best. I appreciate it, brother. I work really hard. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I'm going to continue to make mistakes, but I'm going to continue to show up. I'm going to continue to make things better. I'm going to continue to bring as much value as I can. And I'm going to continue to try to change as many regular people's lives as I humanly possibly can. Multiply what I've done for Sonic. It's been about 18 months, I believe. Give me 18 years, because that's my timeline. I'm not asking you to hold it for 18 years, but I'm telling you that's how long I'm going to be doing it. Supply was different. Yeah. Too many coins. Yeah, the money was different too. Texas wasn't buying Bitcoin back then. BlackRock was not buying ADA back then either. BlackRock was not buying Solana back then. There was not a Solana. Yes. Supply was different. I've heard it all. It's different. I've heard it all. Retail's broke. I've heard it all. All seasons canceled. I've heard it all. Guess what? I've never seen retail be right. Never. Never. What you're saying is the rhetoric from retail. Maybe they're right. Maybe they go 1 for 10,000. But right now they're 9,999 to 0. I'm telling you, that is the rhetoric from retail. Ski, you're cherry picking. What is the point he made? What is the point he's making here? I just joined. The point is, the point that I was making, I will recap for you. So right now, let me go all the way back. Bitcoin from 2022. Hopefully you're still here. From 2022, my price target for price discovery, that is a structural thing in Wyckoff. You would probably call it your PSY. Okay? So you go higher than this, but most of the move has already happened. So my price target for Bitcoin for price discovery was 118. That was my target since 2022. Okay? Most of what's happened for Bitcoin is already going to happen. So I think that Bitcoin probably goes to 138, maybe 207. That's only 16 to 75% move from here. Not a lot. That's a lot compared to the stock market, but not a lot relatively thinking back that, hey, in December of 2022, it was at 16K. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. So my target structurally was 118 for price discovery. That is a structural thing. And what I'm showing is Bitcoin, the last time it was at the structural point of price discovery. Okay? And what price discovery is, it's not the top, but it's the first time you clearly, not slightly, but cleanly make another leg higher from the all-time high. Okay? And this was the moment over here. I have it circled. And what I'm showing is like Bitcoin was at price discovery at this date, January 6th, 2021. This was when Bitcoin was in price discovery. Okay? Does a 16x from the bottom of the C19 crash. And the point of what I'm showing is there's a lot of narratives, there's a lot of rhetoric from retail saying it's different this time. And I am going coin by coin, large market cap, medium market cap, small market caps, and we're showing them all. From here, Bitcoin does another 50% move, just kind of like what I'm predicting. 16 to 75% move. That's what I think is left for Bitcoin. Basically, this is where I think that Bitcoin is at structurally. Okay? And what is left, I've gone through. Large market caps, small market caps, everything in between. I have yet to find a coin. Let me say it again because I don't think you've heard me. I keep circling them. Same date. You see this white circle? This is the same date. I have yet to find a coin. Let me say it again. I have yet to find a coin that was not at its bear market lows when Bitcoin was at price discovery. Ethereum, the second largest coin from that moment, does a 5x. Do you understand? Bitcoin only did 50%. The point is, our feelings, what we think about alt season of 2021 was, man, it was so crazy. It was just like itty, meeny, miny, mo. And in reality, that was a small moment of time. But in reality, the game is the same. And there's so much noise that you have been lied to. You have been shooketh. There's so much noise, it's hard to hear the truth. And the truth is, the game is simple. It goes, Bitcoin is first. Bitcoin is the sun. You do not feel the heat from the sun until the sun rises. That's price discovery for Bitcoin. That has happened. Then it goes to large caps. We're starting to see Ethereum wake up. We're starting to see XRP wake up. Then it goes into your other larger caps, your smaller large caps, your medium caps, and your small caps. It's been that way since forever, but our feelings are it's different this time. I'm showing you factually with numbers, data, and dates. It's not. I'm telling you right now, that motherfucker is not real. Not real. Oh, man. With a sub, how will you change my life? I can't change anybody's life. You got to take action, brother. I can lead you to water, but you got to drink yourself. Bull market is over in 1 to 2 months. Useless info, old data. Well, then go on, bro, and stay broke. Because I bought Bitcoin at 16K. I bought XRP at 30 cents. I said at 75K we were going to 118K. Is that old data? Go somewhere else then. The truth doesn't change. I know it's not sexy, but that's not sexy. That's the old fundamental, the power I formation. If you need 3 yards, I don't need you to throw it on 4th and run. Run the damn football. That's y'all's issues. You got shiny object syndrome. You want new data even though the truth hasn't changed. Go on then. Stay broke. The truth don't change, brother. You want something sexy? You want to be smart? Run a trick play on 4th and 1. Run the damn ball. Don't get cute. The truth doesn't change. Did he actually buy Bitcoin at 16K? Video evidence documented. Not only did I buy it, but I made videos calling it at the bottom. I said I would shave my head if we went lower than 15,500 on November the 11th. I made a video that I would shave my head if we went lower. Video evidence documented. Here's my track record. Thank you for the opportunity to brag upon myself. I appreciate you. Here's my track record. I've made many bets. November 8th, 2022. FTX went to zero. Bitcoin was at 15,500. It was 2 days later I made a video. I said the bottom's in. I will shave my head if we went lower. Silicon Valley Bank. Bitcoin pulls back from 25K back to 20K. Everybody and their brother and their mother was telling you we were going to 12K, we were going to 10K. I said I would shave my head if we went lower than 20K. I said the bottom's in. Video evidence documented. Check your boy Ski on YouTube. All my videos are up. At your boy Ski, YABOYSKEY. We pulled back from 31K. The war in Israel kicks off. I said, here is a bottom. I made a full video. I put it out on the Discord. I put it out on Twitter. I said, this is a bottom. Here's XYZ, why it's a bottom. I said I would shave my head if we go lower. Not only did I say I shaved my head if we went lower, but I also said if we do not reach 48K, I would shave my head, my beard, and my cat. The cat was a joke. We went to 48K. We pulled back. Germany, I said, was a local bottom. Japan, 49K. I said I will shave my beard if we went lower. And then I also said we would reach 80K by Christmas or I would shave my beard. And I even said the real number's 100K. We went to $109,000. The most recent one, beard bet that I made. Video evidence documented. Bottoms in. What day is this? What day is it? Mike. April 7th, 2025. And then here's what I said. Here's all the other times I called the bottom. Video evidence documented. Shout out to Jeremy for challenging me because he knows what's up. I said Bitcoin will not reach a new low and it will reach $118,000 at 75K or I will shave my beard. I said 118 is next or I will shave my beard at 75K. And I need you to understand. I am not aware of a single content creator. Alex started getting bullish pretty early on, around April. I don't know of anybody that was bullish in April. Period. I said I would shave my beard if we went lower. And I would shave my beard if we didn't reach 118 first. Come on now. Did he actually? Is he who he says he is? Come on now. Bet your beard live right now. I have a beard bet. Solnick will reach 7.5 cents by the end of the bull market or I will shave my beard. Ski knows I was buying at 15, 16K. There you go. Eli was here. Eli can attest what I'm saying is true. I'm pretty sure Ponky was here. I know Eli was here. It's on YouTube. It's on my other channel too. At your boy Ski, but yes, it's on YouTube. It's all on YouTube. I get it. There's so much noise. There's a lot of There's a lot of imposters. Solnick will reach 7.5 cents or I will shave my beard. That is my active beard bet. Why are you so bullish on Solnick? Genuine question. I believe in myself. I believe in my community. Like, show me a weekly chart sub 10 million that looks like Solnick. I'll buy it right now. No joke. This is Wyckoff accumulation right now. Mark down. Selling climax, secondary test in phase B. Your LPS. We are starting on the sign of strength right now. I'm going to go through the weekly chart. Hold up. I think this is it. Here's the weekly chart. Show me a sub $10 million market cap coin that has a weekly chart. This is not a hourly. This is not a 15-minute. This is not a 2-minute. Show me a weekly chart sub $10 million market cap that is doing what they say they're doing that looks like this. I will buy it literally right now. They don't exist. It's not cut from the same cloth. Ski, if we are blessed and highly favored, what kind of realistic pullback could we get? Are you talking like the proper bear market, Cole? What's the likelihood of alts dumping in August? I don't think very high. I think that Bitcoin will be sideways. I think alts pick up. The old Ski is back. Chew me out for fun like Maja. What's your next bet target? It's Solnick to 7.5 cents. Would you agree mid caps are 1 to 10 billion? I would say mid caps are probably 500 million to a billion. It's over, I think it's a 20x, 15x from here. Ski, what's good? Ski, will you doing frequent lives after the bull market is over? Sean, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like my least favorite time. I know I get more views in the bull market. My least favorite time is during the bull market. My favorite time is actually live streaming in the bear market because you have like real dedicated people. And it's people that aren't generally as emotional. Or at least they've worked on it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, absolutely, yes. I am going to show up every day. My least favorite time is the bull market as a content creator because there's so much noise, there's so much nonsense, and there's so many experts that show up that weren't here in the proper trenches. People called 2024 the trenches. I have news for you. The trenches was 2022. That was the trenches. For real. That's my favorite time to show up is when it's boring and no one else is here. Because those are the real people. That's my favorite. That's my people. That's my favorite time to make content. I'm still going to make it in the bull market. Don't get me wrong. I get more views in the bull market. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong. But there's a lot more noise. There's a lot more nonsense in the bull market than there is in the bear market. I'll tell you that much. There's a lot more like real stuff in the bear market. It's a lot of negativity to swift through, and you know it comes with it. It's part of the territory. But yes, to answer your question, absolutely, I will be here in the bear market. Pre-euphoria, brother. Just give me 5 minutes. How low do you think we go in the bear market? It depends on how high we go. I have reverse targets for Bitcoin specifically. Okay. All right. So just like in 2022, I had my 3 main targets. I actually had 4 because I had a retracement target too of 48K. So I had 48K, 118, 138, and 207. Those were my targets since 2022. Since 16K, those have been my targets for Bitcoin. I have reverse targets. Okay? Here they are. 100K. 70K. And 50K. I think that 70K and the actual bear market is probably the highest probability. But, you know, I think there is a chance that we only go to 100K. Sounds like most are jumping on at 15 cents. Dynex don't that have more potential. I think it has more potential, but I think that is going to be a stopping point for sure. I do think that it will be a stopping point. All right, guys, this was just a quick one. I'm gonna eat dinner, and I have a phone call or a consultation to do after this live stream. So if you guys are interested in setting up a personalized exit strategy, lifetime access to my course, lifetime access to my Telegram group, a portfolio review with personalized exit strategy targets based on your entire portfolio, that is something that I do. So hit me in the DMs for that. But that's going to be it for this time. I'll be live tomorrow. I'm almost done. Listen, I know I've been really sporadic with my live stream schedule the last few weeks. It's because I've been getting my house ready to sell. All right. So I apologize. The good news is August 1st, we are listing the house for sale. And so I just finished redoing the flooring upstairs. I just redid the bathroom. I did all that stuff. So it's almost done. We're listing it August 1st. So the finish line is near. And once that happens, getting back to the normal schedule, content is going to be focused. I've been kind of coasting a little bit on content, so apologize for that. But August 1st, that's the finish line. That's when we're listing. That's when we're done doing renovations. But that is going to be it for this time. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I will never message you first. Those are scammers. It's not me. If a Skis Crypto pops into your DMs and says, how's your trading going? Guess what? That's somebody from Pakistan, Kakistan, Afghanistan. It's not from Skistan, all right? But that's going to be it for this time. Peace, love, prosperity. God